Hey guys, what is going on? RedMaster here, and welcome back to another episode of TV Commentary. I hope you guys are having a great start to your November season. Now, normally I believe on days like today I would be jumping right into like a ranked with Red and kind of, start off the new season right. But I don't think I'm going to just jump right into it this time anyway. I'm a bit exhausted, as you guys might have noticed. I really haven't uploaded anything between the last video Sunday up until now. And I'm a bit exhausted from that, so I don't really want to extrain myself too much in the rankings. I know it's like, you don't really stress yourself out there. Ranking is a monster of a mode to deal with. So I think the best thing for me right now is to just kind of kick it down a notch, watch some TV, Cars TV, and see what's going around on the boards. Not really much of a selection though, in terms of the matches, as you can see. Of course, that's due to the fact that we just reset, obviously. So we'll probably have maybe at least 2 matches from each player, depending on how things go. But we're going to kick it off with our first match. Noahj taking on, I'm going to just call him Corn, because I don't want to pronounce all those zeros constantly. So let's go, without any further ado, let's jump right into this matchup. So here we go. Let's take a look at how this match will go down. Of course, it looks like it might be some sort of Druid trap deck going up against the Warlock Viking aggro. We'll see what goes down. We'll see Noah take the aggressive start and coin out a Hassan City Guard. Knowing that Corn doesn't really have the best of responses, Corn's going to place down that Mystic Dojo, so that way we see the camouflage 2 cheaper in his hand. Noah's going to opt to remain slightly aggressive here, though, in his movements. Going to place both guards up, followed by a Mischievous Imp. Interesting that Corn wants, well, I guess it's a smart idea for Corn to play the camouflage, seeing as how there are units onto his face already. We see the Mischievous Imps awaken, hit that. But guards are, well, at least one of them is going to go for the dojo. The other one going to take a swipe at the castle, thereby triggering camouflage. Mischievous Imp taking 3 as well. And a Lumberjack plus Grotesque Offering to replenish Noah's hand, drawing him 3 additional cards. So a very strong start here from Noah in the opening phases of the game. How will Corn respond? He'll use an Aregath to get some more draw into his hand. We see Cockatrice. Interesting, but maybe, will it be enough? We'll see. Alright, Cockatrice coming back out. I think I said all white there. Nice speech impediment. We see that Cockatrice can take care of one of the guards. How will Noah respond to this, though? He'll just keep hitting face because he knows what that his deck is good at that. But a Flame Storm from Noah will actually clean up quite nicely, clearing the board of all of the presence that Corn has, the Kaijir, the Cockatrice, and the Dojo. So Corn, though, right back on it. A Shadow Katana, Arcanon, Magic Eater combination. Noah's going to opt to play the Dwarf Miner plus Unholy Altar, although that Magic Eater will turn into a Dwarf Eater if he tries to strike face. Centaur coming in is going to bash that Miner, though. But Corn opting to hold back for now. Oh, excuse me. And Noah right back on it with another Dwarven Miner plus a Zombie with an arm rate for good measure. I don't know what just happened there. Seed of Regrowth onto Corn's Castle, thereby further powering Magic Eater. Noah looks like he's in a pretty much great place here. Keeper of the Doorway going to move in now with that Zombie. Another Dwarf Miner additionally. So, honestly, looking pretty good here for Noah. Corn doesn't really have a good response to deal with this. He's only got the Forest Watcher, which will only do 2 damage, and will provide some kind of body block. Secret Dragon, though, onto the castle as well, with the extra gold that Corn has left over. And honestly, I think it's pretty much game over at this point. Is there anything that he can do? He's going to activate a trap card, Secret Dragon. Alright, getting the Green Drake from that, plus an Aijitsu. So that is a 10-6 Green Drake with First Strike. Noah going to opt to take out the Magic Eater, though, but that'll activate the Seed of Regrowth trap that Corn had on his board. Necromancer coming out to clear that Trent, and a Banshee just for good measure. Meanwhile, moving, of course, all those, well, one Zombie back, the Banshee up, and the Dwarven Miner stays where it's at. Corn, having no way to really deal with this, unfortunately has to surrender. So very well played from Noah, knowing that his opponent was running the trap variant, I guess, of Purple Druid, or Purple White. Was able to kind of just keep up the pressure. We saw that Flamestorm was very impressive at the right moment, taking out everything that Corn had on his board. And overall, just a solidly played match from both players. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into match number 2 and see if we can have just as good of a matchup as we did in the first one. Alright, I'm gonna butcher this name so hard. We have Great Kratos taking on Aregath. I apologize if I butchered that. But he's gonna start off with a Salahar rider right down the middle here, nothing too unfamiliar. Kratos opting to play a Salahar soldier, so we pretty much assume that he's gonna be running Awakening. While we can assume Aregath might be running Scope Fenrir maybe. Well, he's going to put up the pressure here, knowing that Kratos has a bit of an Awakened deck here. We see that Miner go fairly aggressive down the bottom lane there. Salahar Rada going to trade with these soldiers thanks to her last will, and a wizard will come out from the coin. Interesting play. Aregath is going to opt to play a blacksmith though. Will he take the damage? He will go ahead. 4 damage onto Kratos' castle, leaving him at 14. But that wizard is going to clean up that miner quite nicely, as you can see there. Major Apprentice though coming out now as well, so an interesting maybe ranged awakening base deck. Or even opt to actually play the blacksmith aggressively, taking off 2 more additional damage from Kratos' castle. I'm kind of intrigued why he did that, but Wizard gonna clean up the blacksmith. Darkbender gonna move kind of opposite to where or kind of similar to Major Apprentice, but we see the sharpshooter, excuse me, taking off another 2 damage from Kratos. So Aregath is kind of fairly aggressive here. Despite the opponent running range, I think Aregath is confident that he would be able to get some more damage off. But now we see a very big threat heading toward Aregath's way. We see Mage Apprentice, Wizard, Darkbender, and now the Sentry Golem, which does have that deflect, so mugging won't really work. Headwood coming out. I almost said Flamestorm, which is not really the case here. Ranger, though, coming out from Aregath. And the Cannoneer moves up, again, quite aggressively. I don't really think this is the right placement for Cannoneer. Because now, thanks to that Headwood, Golem can easily just, take out the Cannoneer. Darkbender, moving in, taking out the Ranger with the assistance of the Wizard. Major Apprentice is probably going to clean up that Miner. Just like that. And now Shodan to boat here. So even though Kratos did take a lot of early damage, we can see how nicely he's really recovered here. Aregath going to opt to play the Mordok, maybe hoping to get rid of one of these range units. We see he's going to get rid of the Wizard thanks to the Wraith Summon. Although that Mordok is definitely going to fall without any sort of additional undead unit here. We see the Mage Apprentice cleaning that up nicely. Darkbender going to opt to go back and hit the Wraith. First strike on Shodan will actually end up clearing that Wraith. And Golem, I imagine, being supported by another Golem, Rite of Awakening on that first Golem, though, bring it to 8-7. That'll advance, and that will be Kratos' turn. And at this point, I pretty much assume almost the end of the game here. Ranger can actually trade with that Golem, not really what he wanted to do. Aregath going to have to play the Onslaught on the Darkbender, which will get him some draw, too. And that Darkbender is now on a time frame to live, so we'll see how well Kratos pushes that Darkbender. A Drain Life, though, will give Shodan the extra buff, leaving the game at a tie. Not really, because we do have the Darkbender attack still left, but he's not actually going to go through. He's going to hold that back. Not sure why, though. I mean, I guess he might have been afraid of Swordsman value. But Aregath here is going to have to surrender, not having any way to deal with that 6-10. So very well played from Kratos there. We saw pretty much he took a lot of, blunt early damage, but with the Awakenings, as long as you can get it off your face and create some kind of counter push, you will end up kind of just overpowering your opponent in that regard. And usually, I don't really think Awakening wins the matchup most of the time here, but we saw how well Kratos incorporated the ranged into the deck, being able to kind of clear off his board, meanwhile keeping a solid defense. In my mind, Aregath, I again apologize for butchering your name, sir, but he was way too aggressive, sacking things like the blacksmith and the sharpshooter, when he honestly could have held those back in a nice combination to show that, hey, I can build up a ranged presence too. And movements that I thought were very aggressive, like the Cannoneer we saw, like I said, the blacksmith, sharpshooter, things that could have been probably done a little bit better here. But overall, solid showing from Kratos. Unfortunate for Aregath here. Hopefully he can find some ground in his future matches. But with that being said, we'll move on to match number 3 and hopefully finish out with a solid closing match. Alright, so this time we're going to go with Khorne versus Kratos. The loser of our first match taking on the winner of our second match. Kratos opens up with a Salahar soldier. Of course, we already know what deck he's playing. Interesting to see that Khorne, though, did swap it up a little. We see he's probably running some kind of last will deck. We see both the Tarius files in hand as well as the Disintegrate and the Lumberjack. So obviously last will pointers. That soldier going to be able to take out one of the guards without dying himself thanks to his little health buff there. We see Lumberjack though probably going to clean up that soldier quite nicely, giving Khorne a little extra draw in the process. He's actually going to opt to throw out the Disintegrate on that Imp, seeing as how he's got another one in his hand just from that draw. And I'll push his guard a little bit forward. Nothing too surprising there. The Lumberjack though, plus Metal and the Mage Apprentice is going to be a little bit of trouble for Khorne, although he does have the other Disintegrate, so we're going to see if he uses it here. He's actually going to play his Tarius files to protect his castle, meanwhile trading with the Lumberjack. Quite interesting how he left that Mage Apprentice alive, although I assume he just knows because he's carrying the Disintegrate, he's going to be able to just take it out whenever he kind of wants to, not kind of be forced to use it. We see a Chaotic Storm, though. So Tarius files plus Chaotic Storm, will it clip the Mage Apprentice? No, all 3 damage going on the Black Barbarian. Quite interesting there. Drain life on one of the Tarius files, so Khorne getting a little bit of extra draw here. Kratos getting that extra power onto the Barbarian, plus Pulverize, so 7 damage towards Khorne's face. Meanwhile, the Mage Apprentice not going to opt to do anything extra here, as it should be. Reinforced, though, with the discount from Tarius files, a Salahar Rider that's going to be able to hopefully clean up a bit of what's on the board here. The castle, one of the 2 targets that he didn't really want it to hit, so he's going to have to forcibly use that Incinerate. Opting to Divine Knowledge as well, just to get some extra cards to his hand here. And we'll see if that Mage Apprentice pushes forward. I doubt it is, but you never know. We'll see. Another Imp, though, will actually be the card. Okay, Meditation. Will it? Okay, so that's actually a beautiful opportunity for Khorne to hit that Mage Apprentice while it's weak. He's actually doing it with Dragon's Fire. Great way to remove both the Imp and the Mage Apprentice. And I think that was a pretty positive trade there because of the 2 gold for Imp, the 3 for Mage Apprentice, plus the 2 extra for Meditation. Great exchange for Khorne, but a Shodan from Kratos is going to emerge. How will Khorne exactly deal with this? He'll bring out the Craxus, oddly defensively. Not going to push the Rider, which I think he maybe should have, but Dragon's Fire looks like it's going to get some damage done here, and that'll actually clean up the cracks without Khorne getting any extra draw off of it. So I really thought that he should have maybe pushed up, or maybe the Tarius Files Explosion was what he wanted to go for, as you can see there. He did get an Arbiter and Chaotic Storm, Chaotic for free, Arbiter for 7. He's going to opt for Divine Knowledge, though. Another Defective Flame Cannon, make that 2. Disintegrate clearing off the Shodan quite nicely. Then the Chaotic Storm coming into, I assume, hopefully finish off the guards. It does, a Reinforce for extra draw for good measure, and the guards come out. So a very nice way for Khorne to deal with that pressure. We saw the Chaotic Storm actually clipping those guards. I think that was more lucky on his part. But Arcfire taking out one of the guards and a Salahar soldier. Kratos is kind of running out of resources here. We can definitely see him not being able to really build up anything with only 1 card in the soldier, and that's going to be the indication for Khorne to kind of push all in. Now his hope is for Kratos to not have a Dragon's Fire to clear his board. We see another Arc Fire going on to the Mischievous Imp, the soldier taking a defensive position, and that will, I mean, pretty much, yeah, I don't think he has any way. I mean, Arbiter 4, 6, 10. I mean, maybe he could have survived. Blade, well, actually, it might have been enough, too. But unfortunately, Kratos not going to be able to take out Khorne's burn. So a nice little redemption for Khorne there in our closing matchup. I hope you guys did enjoy. That is, of course, all of the time we have for now. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into our outro. Yes, and with that, we are going to close off today's TV commentary. I, do want to just, I mean, I don't know if I should, but, I know this is probably what you weren't expecting maybe for, nearly over a week. I mean, been what, 4, I want to say, days since the last upload, which, usually I try to go around 2 to 3 days, but I've been a little exhausted over here on my personal side, so I figured nice way to kind of get some content out to you guys without kind of, extenuating myself too much is through a Cards TV commentary, but, I hope it was still enjoyable enough nonetheless. So, with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, share with your friends, and comment down below your thoughts on these matches today. Not a whole big selection, of course, with the reset being today, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed nonetheless. And if you're leaving a comment, guys, while you're already down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button to help show you support the channel, help us grow, all by clicking that subscribe button at no additional cost to you. That was a nice little sniff there. I don't know if you guys heard it on the mic. But anyway, I'm just kind of talking out loud. With that being said, until next time, guys, stay gaming.